Hello friends, Kwantowy here, and in this second video of a series of Sudden Strike 4 modding tutorials, I would like to show you how to create forests, because I just yesterday managed to get it to work, this forest making tool. So let's start by creating a new mod. I will click here, select create new mod. I will name my mod, for example, nice forest, standard size, create mod. So yeah, forests are created by creating or setting an area of forest and generating trees of a given type. Alright, let's reload. Load the freshly created mod. Okay. So let's say we want to make this forest here. For example, like a shape of hexagon. What we need to do is find here in the plugins. No, what the fuck am I talking about? In prefabs, not plugins, prefabs. In prefabs folder, we need to find a forest and place it somewhere in the scene. You can see that here in areas, like it's not folder, it's something like a group. We can see this created object. It's a light vegetation 0. And currently it only has something like this, forest. We need to add some nodes to create or to set how this area shall look. We need to add nodes. So we use this button, add node, and then we click a few times to add desired amount of nodes. It's 5. I set hexagon, so I will click insert node once more. And now, if I zoom in on it, you can see that there is this green line. It is an outline of the light vegetation 0 area, but currently all the nodes are in one line. And now, if you can't see this in this line, it's probably because in the kite menu, in design submenu, hide area outlines is activated. As you can see, it is invisible now. Additionally, if you, for example, have this rotation tool, this hand tool set, you can see this at all, like there is nothing. So if you don't see this outline at all, click this kite menu, find design submenu, and then thin or thick area outlines. This will The first one will make the outline thin, and the second one thick, like this or like this. I prefer the first one, so I will set it to this. And now, if you can't find this gizmo to move the nodes, just select the translation tool. And now we can start giving a shape to our area of the forest that we will create. And you know what? I will make it thick area because I can see this. Alright, so the first node, let's say we will put it here, the second one here, the third one here, like this, and like this. I was going to make it a hexagon, but maybe it will be a better idea to make it something like more realistic looking, something not really like 100% geometric. I don't know. Something like this, for example. Right. All right. You can also use there's a car outside of my window. I hope you don't hear this. You can also use an option like this, display solid areas, to, well, see the area as solid. You can also make it a bit more transparent, or just hide it and see only the outline. Yeah, so now we have the area in which we want to have our forest. So let's place the trees. This is done by using this many here. Not here, but here. This is like the main node, or the over node, or whatever, where the forest proxy script is. We need to, the most important thing, we need to set what trees should be in this area. So we need to click this models, and as you can see here is 0 now, because there are no models set to this area, no tree models. So let's say we want to have a forest in which there is only one type of tree. So we set 1, and you can see that element 0 has appeared, and here is tree model link, something like that. Here you need to specify the model of the tree. So yeah, for example, you just need to know the names. For example, large aspen 01. I have no idea what kind of tree aspen is. I have never heard this word, this English word before, so I don't really know what it is, but it is a nice green tree from what I've seen. So yeah, we have this, we have the model of the tree. Now we need to set the base scale to 1, so like a normal scale, and the, well, you can adjust it later if you think that, for example, if the trees are too big when compared to the tanks or people. The ratio is not really important, but when you have only one model, but let's set it to 0.5. And now we need to, yeah, what is important? Grid type. It's a type of grid that, because it will generate the trees according to some rule, and this is the rule, but you will see it in just a moment as an example. What is important, you need to increase the row distance, for example, to 15, and plant distance also, for example, to 10. Or at least I need to, because my PC will start to burn. There will be so many of those trees, so I need to increase this. And yeah, and let's check if that works. Let's click generate, and it works. We have trees, but it is not really realistic, right? It's not really like a real forest, because you can see that they are planted like in rows, like a human planted them. So if we want to make it look more natural, more random, like a real forest, we need to increase the max random displacement, for example, to 5. Right? It becomes more random. Let's increase it to 10. It's even more random. Oh, by the way, I will decrease it to 1 again to show you other rules. So the square makes like horizontal or vertical, depends on the perspective, rows of those trees, right? So, but if I choose triangle, you will see that they kinda resemble triangles, right? Those two, I have no idea how they work. But to make a nice looking forest, we can use those first two. So yeah, I will increase the displacement, for example, to 10. So this is so it's more random. And now we need to add some randomness to the size of those trees, because they are all like this, almost the same size. oh, sorry. So yeah, we use the option, where is it? Here. Min random scaling and max random scaling. For example, if we set this to 0.4 or 0.5, you can see that some trees are getting smaller. If we make it even less, for example 0.3, then some will be really tiny. And if we want to have some really big trees, we can set this max random scaling, for example, to 1.7. And some will be really big, like Wookiee trees or ant trees, inactive ants. Yeah, so I think I will set it to the minimal value to 0.7 and the maximum to 0.1 or 0.6 here. I think that looks good. Maybe some more trees. To increase the amount of trees, need to decrease the distances. For example, like this, or 9 or 10, so it's equal. Yeah. For example, like this. So we have a remember about saving, because the editor is very unstable currently. Everything breaks very easily. So yeah, we have a forest of one type of tree. But what if we want to add another type of tree? Because forests are generally not always only containing one type of tree, right? So let's say we want to have two types, so we need to set this size of this model section to 2. We can see that element 1 has appeared because the first one was 0, and we can change this model of it. You will notice that when you set it to anything else, like for example road, Russian wagon or whatever, Sherman wreckage, it will not work. But if you set it to, for example, small bare oak, other type of tree, small cedar or whatever, let's choose this like this, small aspen 01 Outburn, kind of a tree without leaves, right? This is the second one. So yeah, if we just increase the number of trees, you can see that now we can set the base scale of the second model. For example, we can see that those bare trees are really small. They are kind of like, they don't have the tops. The tops are chopped off, I think, or burned off. So we can increase the scale of it. And they are a bit bigger now. And the first one is not changing its scale. But what is more important, we can use the ratio to decide how many of this type or this type will be in the forest. For example, if we want to have the majority of green trees, we will increase the ratio of the first aspen and decrease the second one. So we can see that we have only few of those bare ones, like here one, here is the second one, right, here's the third one, and I can see here's the fourth one and the fifth one. Yeah, but if we want to have the majority of those second type, of the trees of the second type, we just increase the ratio, the second type, and decrease of the first one, right? So now we have the majority of the second type trees. We can add more types just by changing the size of the model section. And I think that's all that I can tell you today. There's also this plant lift. That's an interesting option, but I don't think it will be very useful. You can basically like make the trees hover above the ground. I don't think it will be much useful, much of use, but we will see. Yeah, I think that's all that I can tell you about this. Yeah. Oh, let's test this. Let's test it. Yeah, we need to test it. Oh fuck. Sorry. Let's find some units. For example, I will use this search function to find a Sherman tank. Is this the proper Sherman tank? Yeah. So I will place this and we will check if the trees can be destroyed. So yeah, let's test if it works in game. And it does not, because something have broken again. This object reference not set to an instance of an object is a very common error. As I said, the editor is very unstable right now. I really hope they will make something with this. I don't know if it's the Sherman is the cause. I have no idea. Can I reload this? Nice forest. I'm not sure if I saved this, but will it load? No, it won't load. I will. So yeah, you can see that now I will need to restart the Unity and stuff. Everything breaks down really easily. But yeah, you can see you now know how to create forests, how to use the tools of the forest area. So that's all for today. Let's hope we will see each other again in next videos when the editor is more stable and I can show you more things. Thanks for watching and until next time, bye.